everyone, it's Nat and welcome back to At Stock My Tank. Today we're going to be making an aquarium inspired by Michelangelo's The Creation of Adam. This is a really famous painting and I thought it'd be cool to have an aquarium in my house inspired by a famous piece of art. So today I'm going to be setting up this aquarium. We're going to be doing an aquascape and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So if you're new to aquascaping like me, I think one of the easiest rocks you can work with is lava rock. It's just really great, lightweight, very affordable. Now I was warned that lava rock is very hard to break, so here I am in an attempt to break up the lava rock. I threw it down some concrete steps in my backyard. That didn't work, so I was like, you know what, we'll just put it in a baggie, throw on some goggles, and hack away at it with a hammer, because I really did want some smaller pieces for the aquarium. However, that also didn't work, so then I had to go out and I bought what's called a masonry chisel, and if you guys are going to work with lava rock on your own aquariums, I highly recommend. Now, my dream for this aquarium is to kind of have two hills on the left and the right side, kind of like the two arms reaching together in the painting. On the left side is Adam, on the right side is God, and they are just almost barely touching their fingers in the middle, so I wanted to leave some negative space where their fingers do touch. I did grab some baking soda and some super glue. This is like my favorite hack ever if you're setting up an aquarium. If you need to glue rocks together and you don't want to stand there and hold the rocks for 60 seconds each, you can use baking soda sprinkled on top of super glue, and it basically accelerates the speed at which super glue dries. It's an amazing hack, and then when you're done, just make sure you wash off all the baking soda. So I had the art piece printed off by FedEx and they laminated it, so it should be fairly waterproof, but to attach it to the back of the aquarium, I bought these little Elmer's glue dots and I just attached them to the left and the right side, so that way I can quickly press the background against the back glass. And when I raised the light up, I was like just kind of in awe at how beautiful it looks so far. So then I went in and I installed the left and the right hill that I had just glued together. And I realized that the baking soda did kind of dry white on top of these black rocks, so I don't know if I would use baking soda and super glue again on lava rock that's dark like this. I am going to use UNS's control soil in this aquarium for the base substrate. It's really great for growing plants, and this will be a beautiful planted tank. That's the goal. So I wanted to make sure that the plants had ample fertilization under the sand and the gravel that I plan to top it with. So I'm just going to kind of lay the gravel in the back of the two hills. Now, some of it did kind of slide out into the front, and that's okay. I just grabbed a little paintbrush and kind of pushed it back into the rock cracks. The sand I chose is Carib Sea's Supernaturals, and it's a little bit more of a reddish yellow sand. I didn't want it to be bright white because the skin color of the two characters in this painting is a little bit more neutral, and so I didn't want it to be too stark of a contrast. I was so nervous to pour the sand in this tank because I really wasn't sure how it was going to look against the dark rocks, but I think it's coming out pretty well. I did buy some paintbrushes from the dollar store, and I'm just kind of using those to smooth out some of the different layers of substrate I'm putting in this tank. I think it'll make a big difference at the end as to how clean the aquascape looks, so I highly recommend doing that. I also did buy another type of substrate, and I'll show y'all at the very end how that looks. In the meantime, it's time to start planting, so I laid out all of the different plants I picked up from a local neighbor. He was selling a plant pack, and honestly, I think if you're going to start out with plants, it's your first time, buy plants from somebody local to you, because I just feel like they arrive in really healthy condition to your house, and if they're growing in somebody else's tank, they'll probably grow in yours, is kind of the way I think about it. So I started filling in the plants, and I wanted the red and the green to kind of be in two separate layers, so you can see I'm doing the red in the top left, and then it's kind of like going to merge into more of a green layer. I also got this amazing plant. It's called hydrocodal. I love this stuff, and I'm going to try to stick it in between some of the rocks. I'm hoping it kind of grows into like a bush shape. I think that'd be really pretty in this tank, and because the lava rock has so much texture, I think growing plants in between the cracks of the lava rock is just like the coolest thing that could possibly be done. So now it's a little bit later at night. As you can see, I ended up doing this at like 10 p.m. I was so exhausted, but you know, I was also having so much fun setting up this tank, so I was like, why not? We're just gonna fill it up. And I actually loved how it looked in the morning, but you can see that there definitely needs to be something in between these rocks because I think they're just kind of boring looking without it. So I bought this plant. It's called HC Cuba. I made a TikTok about it, and I thought it would be a cool idea to stuff it in between the rocks, and I thought that there would be like enough fertile substrate in between that it would kind of take off and grow, because look how good that looks, y'all. But that didn't end up working out for me. You can go on TikTok and see the HC Cuba disaster I had, so I probably won't be trying this plant again for a while, but it was kind of a good push for me to try something new. So this fish tank obviously needs fish, and these are the fish I picked out. They are longfin white cloud minnows, and they are kind of like a river creek fish. I thought they'd be perfect in this tank because they actually have this beautiful red color that is kind of similar to what you see in the back of the Michelangelo painting. So here they are. They really did not want to exit, but I finally did get them to come out. Here is a clip of what they looked like a few days after settling in. Their red colors really came out. I also feed these guys red food, so I think it really does enhance their colors. Their red color is almost like a vibrant maroon. It's like one of the prettiest fish I've ever seen, and they're really affordable, so I highly recommend the white cloud minnow. I also experimented with another type of fish I haven't kept, and it is the autosinkless catfish. Look how derpy he is. Here's what he looks like from his backside, and they're just like these little catfish that dangle around. They eat all kinds of like microfilm and slime algae, so hopefully they do a good job cleaning up this tank and keeping everything in check. I think they're really funny when they just kind of lay on the glass like that, so I'm pretty happy with them as well. So everything was going well, but then I woke up one morning and the whole tank was cloudy, like milky white. And a day after that, I woke up, the whole tank was green. And this was like super stressful because I could barely see the fish and I was just like, what is going on? How do I fix this? Well, I ran over to Amazon. I grabbed a tiny UV lamp. I didn't even know they made these things this small. I think it was like 10, 15 bucks. And I stuck it in the back filter box of the aquarium. Within a few days, this light completely eliminated the green water problem. I mean, it literally, within 24 hours, I noticed a huge difference. So I was pretty happy with this product. And now the whole tank is cleared up. So I'm finally ready to show you guys what the final result is of the Michelangelo Creation of Adam Aquascape. And I hope you guys enjoy.